I'm at the 11th Beyond Humanism conference with Katherine Hayles, who will answer my questions. So my first question is, why are you taking part in this meeting?
Well, I've been interested in post-human studies for 20 years now, and this is the first opportunity I've had to come to one of these conferences, so I'm thrilled to be here and to be part of this big event.
Okay. So in your research, you talk of a transformation of humankind because of the digital technology. Why is that? Why is there a transformation?
Well, when I wrote my book, How We Became Posthuman, that was published in 1999, I wasn't talking about humans in general. I was talking about a particular vision of the human which emerged from the Enlightenment, and imagined that humans were possessed of free will, that they were primarily rational, that they were autonomous, and that they were more or less at the head of all creation. And what I saw happening in the 1990s was the development of a lot of technologies that were challenging these ideas, including robotics, computers, and technologies like virtual reality. And every one of those key attributes, it seemed to me, was being shifting and also transforming into something else. And at that time we didn't really have a word for what the something else was, but posthuman seemed to me as good a word as any.
Okay. So what are your main concerns about this transformation and everything that you've talked about?
Well, one of my concerns is to develop conceptual frameworks and vocabularies that do not assume that humans are at the center of the universe. So, as I put it, avoiding anthropocentrism, which is different from anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism for me means looking at the world through human eyes. And of course we look at the world through human eyes because we're human. But we don't have to believe that humans are at the center of the universe. And so I'm interested in challenging that idea by developing concepts that are able to articulate relations with non-human living beings, not only other animals but plants as well, and also developing relations with computational media with which we are in deep symbiosis.
Okay. So how do your post-humanism studies evolve, and the studies in general, how do they evolve?
Well, when I published what was the first monograph on posthumanism in 1999, I was clear about some of the problems with posthumanism. I was less clear about what an affirmative vision of posthumanism could be. And in the 20 years since, I've been increasingly interested in articulating an affirmative version of posthumanism that would strengthen our ties with non-human other biological beings, and also give us a clearer and a more accurate picture of our relations with computational media.
Okay, and my last question is, what do you expect the future to be like in regards of post and transhumanism?
Well, there are a lot of possibilities for things like life extension, intelligence augmentation through computational media, and so forth. One of the big unanswered questions, I think, is what's going to happen with the self-learning, self-evolving systems that we're developing now? Will they be able to attain self-awareness? And if they do become self-aware, what will that imply about our relationship with them? So I think those are huge questions that are facing us in the future.
and that need to be answered, but can you try maybe answering them? Do you know maybe the answer to one of those questions?
No, I don't have any crystal ball, but I do think it's very unlikely that systems developed with von Neumann architecture will ever attain self-awareness. So von Neumann envisioned computers as devices that had stored central programs with a control module, a memory module, and so forth. But now research is ongoing into chips that are modeled not on computers but on human brains, with neuronal connections and synapses with other neurons. And if self-awareness ever is attained, I think that's much more likely to happen with neuromorphic chips than with von Neumann architecture. And research on that is still at the very beginning.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome. Thank you.